back again with a very special very special review for this definite one-of-a-kind work of art right here. 1/6 Regan from The Exorcist, portrayed by Linda Blair at the time. And this figure, this sculpture, captures that likeness. And let me put some light on it here so you can get a better, it's pretty dark here so you can get a better, there you go, look at that. Very creepy, but at the same time very cool. You can see the green paint, the vomit on the hair and the mouth and the dress. The hair is fantastic. Bandages on the wrists. The hands, the entire body is sculpted. If you can kind of get in here, you can see the fingernails and the discoloration on the hands. And then her feet. There's like, I mean, the camera, they can't do it justice in person. You can see like little details like the fingernails and stuff, and the toenails and stuff like that. But all hand sculpted. The legs, just see, she has no joints or anything like that. Now, the figure is semi-posable. It's not a statue like some thought. Like the head can go all the way around, and she told me, joking around, that she did that so you could do the 360. The hands do bend, the arms, I should say. Okay, you can straighten them out, and they're like flexible. Okay, you can put her in a sitting position, but the only thing that is different than a normal figure body is that her knees do not bend. So the legs, but they bend in a sitting position, but not, you can't bend at the knee. You could bend it at the hip, so you consider with her legs straight. And on the stand that she created here, as you can see, there's like these two posts, and there's like holes in the feet. Kind of reminds me of when I was a kid with the old Kenner Star Wars figures that had the pegs that helped you stand. So like, again, you can bend the legs like that and sit her, but not at the knees. So that's the only, I would say that's the only limitation that the figure has. But again, it's all handcrafted, and she can stand on her own as well. So if I was to, let me just make sure. It's always hard to do this stuff, you know, with one hand, but as you can see, she stands. So you don't have to technically pose her on the stand if you don't want to. In addition to that, she gave me this accessory of the Ouija board, and even though the piece kind of sticks to it, it is a separate piece, which is kind of cool. But somehow it like grips, so like you can kind of like, well. Maybe not all the time, but you know, once it's on there, it kind of stays put. Like it's not something that goes, you know, falls all over the place. A little mini 1/6 size of the statue, the infamous statue from the movie. Again, the base. She also threw in, which was cool, a nice little extra. So thank you for that. A keychain of the Ouija board, which is kind of cool. So she threw that in as like an accessory, and certificate of authenticity, basically stating that she created this from scratch, entirely sculpted, and it's a one-of-a-kind. She goes by Rusty Blonde Art, and her real name is spelled, her first name is Imge, so I'm assuming it's Imge. You know, if I misspelled it, I apologize, but the name that she goes by is Rusty Blonde, and you can find her on Facebook with either name. She has like her company page, like her Rusty Blonde page, and then she has her personal page with that name. So. And she even says here, aka Rusty Blonde. And then, of course, the artwork, she did this by hand. She was using paints to make this box, which almost functions like a coffin, where it opens up like there, and inside was the figure. So it was packed really well, nice. And as some of you guys saw the little preview video that I put on Facebook, and I started it, and I incorporated it into this video too, so you could see me actually opening it the first time. So it was very awesome. Very awesome. I mean, what can you say? It's all good stuff. Let me pause this for a second so I can put her back on the stand properly with two hands, and I'll be right back. Okay, so she's back on the stand where she belongs. Once again, I'll show you this from different lighting. Very cool. Very cool. Look at that. The way the eyes pop, man, with that possessed greenish yellow look to it, with the scarring on the face. I'm going to take some really nice pictures of her with the DSLR camera at one point. I'll post pictures of that so you can get even a better view. The bandages wrapped around the wrists, everything. So really nice. So let me give you a little backstory here. So I saw her. I saw her page. I was alerted to her because she had done another Regan that was a one of a kind. It looked different than this one. It was similar, but it did look different. Actually, I think this one looks, like I said, a lot better. This is her, I think, second time doing a figure in this scale, 1/6 scale. She also did one, I think, that was like smaller, because she does like all kinds of different sculptures and busts and stuff like that. So she doesn't just do 1/6 figures. As a matter of fact, she seems to rarely do 1/6 figures, to be honest with you, more so than other stuff. She does keychain stuff like I showed you with this, and all kinds of little knickknacks. So you can commission her to do all kinds of stuff. She just likes to sculpt. And again, she sculpted this. This is, nothing about this is like manufactured. This is all original. I mean, the entire body is sculpted and created by her. The dress, the face, the painting, she did all of it. I mean, all of it from scratch. And she doesn't do like runs. They're limited because, not even limited. I can't even say limited because limited means like she's making a few of them. I mean, they're like literally one-offs. And she said that she never likes to duplicate it exactly this twice. Meaning like, so this one, she made the statue for me and the Ouija board and stuff, where the first one or the other one she made didn't have these accessories. It may have had something else, or, it looked slightly different. And if you go on her page, you could see the original figure that she made of this that is also very nice, and it sold me. That's why I wanted it. But when I saw her, when she showed me pictures of this one, I was completely caught off guard and blown away, because this looks like almost 100% accurate to the actress versus the first attempt, which was close, but it still looked a little more stylistic, where this is like really, really accurate. So I was like very pleased, but like I said, I was fully expecting to get the one that looked kind of like the other one she did, and I was still going to be happy with that. So this was like a nice surprise that it even looked different, and even to me more realistic to the character in the movie. So I decided to give her a shot. I was very intrigued with the fact that this is all homemade and that she sculpts everything, and I admire that. So I wanted to own a piece of her work. So I went for it. So this is Rusty Blonde. She Check out her page. You can ping her on Facebook. She's very reachable. She's very busy. She says that when you talk to her, but she will, work it into her schedule, and when she's, ready to take payment, be ready to pay. But she also works out payments, or like she usually takes like half in the beginning, half at the end when the figure's ready, which is nice. So it's like a deposit. But I think she even offered at first, like, for me to do it like in quarterly payments if I could. But I was just like, yeah, I got enough to pay like the half, so I was okay. But anyway, so the way she does business is great. She's very friendly. She's very open. She shows you the progress. She just tells you, she clues you in and everything that's going on. I mean, as you can see, she goes above and beyond as far as like what she gives you. I mean, this is like a one of a kind piece. And even though there's another one that exists, because it looks different, this is still a one-off. Like that one's a one of one. This is a one of one. If she makes another one for someone else that sees this and wants one, it's going to look a little different than this one. It might look the same, but she might do something different, or give you a different accessory or something that makes it unique. So how can you beat that? As far as being in this hobby and appreciating art, I'm so happy that I found her. I feel like I discovered a hidden treasure. Like there's somebody new that can bring some of these characters to life, and in a very personal way. Because again, these are not part of a run, so she's not making like 10 to 15 of these at the same time. She doesn't cast or mold or do anything. This is like handmade, and then the one before that was handmade, and the one after this one will be handmade. And whatever else you may ask her to do, she will hand make it. So that kind of adds a very personal touch and a very collectible touch as far as I'm concerned, because it's like I feel like this was made for me and only me, which makes it really nice. And I think any collector, anybody that's in this hobby that collects, certain figures and stuff, would appreciate that, and understand that. So, we all know that there's others out there. We know that there's one or two other versions of this figure that other customizers have made. she made this from the heart. Like, this is not like, she didn't do this to like compete with anybody or to top anybody. She just does what she does, what she likes to make. And it just so happened that I, stumbled on it. And this is like, there's no like, this is very pure. Like, it's just kind of like her doing her thing, her talent, and it's not about, who else did the character. It's not about, competing or even caring. She doesn't even care. I mean, she just does this because she has a love for what she does and what she is gifted to do, and that's pretty much it. So it's all good in the hood as far as I'm concerned. It's to me it's a wonderful thing, and I'm thankful that I have this and I could share it with the rest of the community that's interested in stuff. And if there's any, if some people don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. If you don't like the fact that she's not fully posable or whatever, that's fine. But I could tell you a couple things. She is posable in the areas that I was told she was posable in. So she accurately did everything we talked about. And in addition to that, she did it in a reasonable time frame. I mean, it only took about like 3 months. So like I think I first commissioned this in December or around the holidays, and then by now I have the figure in hand. So it's a great turnaround. So it's just a one-on-one experience. It's not like, duplicating anything, or doing it for like multiple people at once. So really, she's a really nice woman. And if you take the time to talk to her and you maybe, talk to her about some project or something you may want her to do, I think she'd be very open and willing to do that. So anyway, that's it. That's my rant. Again, 1/6 Regan from The Exorcist. I couldn't be happier with it. I think it's, fantastically done. And even though the little add-ons and accessories that she did, and even the box, I mean, the artwork is just amazing. And I feel like it kind of fits right in, like she can be displayed with the box and it kind of fits. So all I needed now is a bed, and I think I'm complete. But in any case, that's it for this time. I hope you guys like the figure. Any questions or anything like that, you can ask me about it, or contact her directly. And that's it for now. Till next time, guys. Joebizz34. Peace out.